Hello, welcome to my channel and to another episode of Malezi Friday. My name is Jennifer Munanie and I am the founder of Latching. In today's episode, I want us to talk about the foundations of breastfeeding, particularly positioning and latching. Once you've known how breast milk production works, how breastfeeding works, the letdown process comes the actual process of breastfeeding. Breastfeeding takes two, that is you, the mom, and your baby. For your baby to breastfeed, they have to be latched on. For them to latch on, they have to be well positioned for breastfeeding. For your baby to be well positioned, you yourself as the mom needs to be well positioned. We'll look at all this in this video. Your posture when breastfeeding matters a lot for your own comfort and for the effectiveness of the breastfeeding session. To ensure your comfort while breastfeeding, ensure that you are seated in a comfortable chair or couch that is well padded. You do not want to be sitting on a hard surface. It's not good for your perineum. If the surface you are sitting on while breastfeeding is hard, ensure that you add padding to it by using a cushion or adding fiber to your couch. Always ensure that you keep your feet flat on the floor. It may not be possible to see in this video, but if you're short like me, you can use a footstool to provide support for your feet so that they are not hanging when you are breastfeeding. Once seated, ensure that you push your butt all the way back to the seat or couch. For your back, ensure that your back is well supported by cushions, throw pillows, or huge blankets. Your baby is going to be breastfeeding many times in a day. Holding them or supporting them using your hand can cause you pain. As your baby grows, they'll gain weight and they'll get heavier, which can cause you to get tired. You can support your arms using a breastfeeding pillow or a nursing pillow where you place your hands on the pillow while breastfeeding. Most importantly, ensure that your chair or couch has armrests to support your arms during breastfeeding. Once you have your feet flat on the floor or supported by a footstool, your back supported by a cushion, a huge blanket or throw pillow, your arms supported by a breastfeeding or a nursing pillow, relax your shoulders and lean back. You do not want to lean forward towards your baby. That will cause you neck pain. Instead of bringing your breast to the baby, bring the baby to your breasts. When you've positioned yourself well for breastfeeding comes the next step of positioning your baby. To do this, ensure that they are facing you, not facing upwards or sideways. Their tummy is in contact with your tummy. Their ear, shoulder, and hip are aligned in the same direction and that you've supported their body. This support can be offered by your hand, a bed, or a couch if you're doing sideline breastfeeding position, a breastfeeding pillow, a lasso, or a baby carrier. There are many breastfeeding positions that exist, and during your breastfeeding journey, you may end up using all of them. It's always best to use a breastfeeding position that is comfortable for you and your baby. To start with, we have the cradle breastfeeding position. It's the most common breastfeeding position. It's so common such that people that have not been moms or parents before automatically hold their baby in this position. In the cradle breastfeeding position, your baby's head goes into the nook of your arm. Your baby breastfeeds from the same side that you are holding them. If you're holding them from the left side, your baby breastfeeds from the left breast. Next is the cross cradle breastfeeding position, which is a small variation from the cradle breastfeeding position. In the cradle breastfeeding position, your baby is breastfeeding from the same side that you are holding them. In the cross cradle breastfeeding position, you switch your baby to the other side without switching the arm in which you are holding them. It's a good breastfeeding position for when your baby has side preference or your baby is preferring nursing from one side because it switches them to nurse from the other breast without switching the hand that was supporting them. It's also a good position for when you are having pain in the other arm because you use that one hand to support your baby. Next, we have the football hold or the rugby hold. It's an ideal breastfeeding position for when you have large breasts or when you have twins because you can nurse both babies at the same time. It's also an ideal breastfeeding position after a C-section delivery because it avoids pressure on the scar. The koala hold, you holding your baby like a koala, is another breastfeeding position which is ideal for when your baby is struggling with a fast letdown. Another breastfeeding position that helps with a fast letdown is the laid back breastfeeding position or the biological nursing position. In this breastfeeding position, you are semi-reclined. You're not exactly sitting upright as in the cradle breastfeeding position, neither are you laying down. Speaking of lying down, there is the sideline breastfeeding position, which is ideal for night feeds as long as you follow the safety regulations. Many moms have said that they follow breastfeeding positioning and latching videos better when lactation support providers or lactation consultants use real babies as opposed to dolls. So I hope and plan to redo this video using a real baby when I have my little one. Next comes how to support your breast during breastfeeding. There are several ways to do this. There is a C hold where you form your hand into a C and support your breast. The forefingers are under the breast, the thumb is on top of the breast. There is a U hold, which is ideal for football or rugby hold, where you form a U with your fingers to support the breast. The thumb is on the side while the forefingers are on the other side of the breast. I have seen so many moms hold their breast in the scissor hold, but it somehow restricts the flow of breast milk to your baby. Remember, most moms do not need to support their breast for their baby to breastfeed. Once you are well positioned, your baby is well positioned in your preferred method, comes latching. You want to ensure that you get a deep latch for your comfort, your baby's comfort, and for effective milk transfer. To get a deep latch, you'll want to ensure that your baby approaches the breast, nose to nipple, so that as they close down on the breast, it ends up in their mouth this way. If they approach it mouth to nipple, as they close down on the breast, they'll end up this way, which interferes with their swallowing and breathing. You also want to ensure that your nipple and most of the areola are in your baby's mouth, such that your baby is latched onto the breast tissue, not just the nipple. After all, it's breastfeeding, not nipple feeding. To do this, your baby's mouth needs to be wide open, otherwise they'll latch onto the nipple and it will cause you pain, sore nipples, and cracked nipples. Their lips should flange out like a fish. If they are tucked this way, they will end up chomping at your breast, which will be painful. Lastly, your baby's chin should touch your breast, meaning that they should be close enough to you as possible. There are different ways to get a deep latch, but the most effective one is the flipple technique, where you flipple your nipple to get your baby to open their mouth wide, getting the deep latch. With the flipple technique, you sandwich your breast between your hand and flip your nipple upwards. With the nipple flipped or turned upwards, you apply gentle pressure on the philtrum, which is this part, the part between the nose and the upper lip. Because of the rooting reflex, your baby will open their mouth towards the source of the pressure. You wait for them to open their mouth wide, then latch them, getting a deep latch. If you experience pain during the process of latching or breastfeeding, that means that you likely have a shallow latch. You need to unlatch your baby and relatch them. To unlatch your baby, do not pull them off the breast. That will cause you pain. To break a latch, gently pull at the side of your baby's lip or gently pull down their chin. They will automatically open their mouth. You can also break suction using your clean little finger. Touch the corner of their mouth and pull it towards their cheek. They will open their mouth and you can unlatch. When you master your positioning as a mom, your baby's positioning and latching, you master breastfeeding and solve most of the common breastfeeding challenges. I hope you found this video useful. In case of any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond to them. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next episode of Malezi Friday next week.